I'm muted. I got you. I'm good to go now. All right, we are back. It is 11:02 p.m. Eastern Time, and no, I have not slept yet, but we are back on here once again in the UP this time around for a severe warning. This is part 3 coverage of severe weather in Michigan. Welcome back in, guys. Get the stream set up here. I'm going to rock and roll this. This should be a pretty quick stream, I hope. We'll go over all the details here in just a second. In the meantime, I'm getting myself set up here, and so we're ready to go. So get this set up here real quick. There we go. Chat mode is on subscriber only. All right, let's rock and roll. This is a severe warning in effect for quarter-size hail. Going to be crossing over the US 141 corridor up here in the UP. The text of the warning says the National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a warning, severe warning, for northeastern Iron County until 11 p.m. Central Time. Do remember, in the UP up here, it is on Central Time in the southernmost counties that border Wisconsin. So that translates over to midnight Eastern Time, so about an hour. Warning is for quarter-size hail and less than 50 mile per hour winds. So with that being said, hail is the only hazard. There is no tag, anything tornadic. There is nothing with the wind expected. Just a nice course of a storm that's pushing to the east-southeast at 20 to 25 miles per hour. There is really no city name that I'm pulling up in this warning polygon. There's no major populated centers here. But we do have rural population, and that's going to be likely. Let me go ahead and pull up the warning graphic here. It says the population is 402 people. So 402 is the population of this current warning in effect for Iron County. Pop the graphic in here. There we go. That's on Facebook. All right. So if you're just joining us, this is the only cluster of storms in the state currently. No, there's not really a risk for the Lower Peninsula. You guys can sleep well tonight. There is a risk tonight for the Aurora. I have the Aurora network of cameras pulled up here. Nothing yet, but I am watching that very closely. Keep an eye on that camera network here as we move through the evening in the overnight hours. So, in the meantime, if you are anywhere in the Lower Peninsula, radar is clear, go to bed. You are not expecting any storms overnight. The UP, however, perhaps could see a few areas of severe storms. Now, this is the cluster we're watching. Later on, closer to sunrise, and especially closer to the afternoon time frame throughout Saturday, we could have numerous rounds of showers and storms that impact parts of the UP. Those could be strong or severe in nature as well. So tune in tomorrow if you're in the UP for coverage of more severe storms. In the meantime, we'll be live as long as this storm up here is currently severe. Velocity here suggests hail is the only concern. There is your hail tracker, very potent core on this storm here. I'm going to pull up the advanced radar, as I like to call it. GR2 is the name for it. Let's pop this open. There we go. Can I actually do this? I think I can. There we go. Get this centered. I had X'd this out because I thought we were going to be done for the evening, but I was wrong. I should not have thought that. Let's try. For some reason, I can't figure out how to get my other advanced radar to share, but I will just have to look at it myself behind the scenes. The hail core on this storm is upwards of 20,000 feet. A little shocked they warned this. Must have had a report. This warning is, I believe, radar indication, and it is. There's no confirmed report that prompted this warning. Anyway, this is in the northern part of Iron County, heading toward the Amasa area, which is right down here, Amasa and Balsam. How many weather cameras do we have in the UP? Currently none. The answer would be none. We are looking at potentially 3 locations, but we need more. And we're hoping to build that UP network here relatively quickly. The 3 locations in the UP are not close to this. I'm trying to find our locations here. I know we had one close, but I think it's further up here. Yeah, I'm not going to spend time on that. Let's focus in on the warning here, guys. This is a potent hail core about to cross over US 141 here. There is... I'm trying to look on satellite here. There is this very sparsely populated, areas out here. I don't see any towns or anything really. Amasa is really the only center populated area here that has a decent population. Also to the north, up here in, this is going to be Houghton County, as well as portions of Baraga, we have a interesting little line that's developed here. Most of this is just elevated hail. There's no wind with this. There's nothing rotating. It's just a hail threat, truthfully. And the one, obviously, the one that's warned is the one that's most intense there, that purple color. And even that is definitely falling out. So this warning may not go on very long, which is great because I was enjoying my rest. But alrighty. What on earth is going on in chat tonight? What on earth? Goodness gracious. I apologize, guys. That should be taken care of now in the YouTube chat. I do apologize about that. I don't know what's going on. It's late night. People are being stupid, so. Alright. This severe warning is remaining in effect here for north and eastern Iron counties. Yeah, Janelle, let her sleep. Let her sleep. We're good. This shouldn't be too long of a warning. Yeah, it is a full moon. It is. Tonight is the full moon. In fact, I believe it's 3:11 or so a.m. Right around that time frame, it'll be officially full. But yeah, the moon's out, and it is bright. It is full. So feel free to hop outside and look at it if you have clear skies. They did trim this warning. They thinned it out, and it's now no longer includes a mesa or a mesa. I don't see a population center anywhere within this warning. There's no township. There's nothing. There's nothing. Let's see if they have any towns included here. US 41 between Covington, Amasa, and Bone Lake is all they say. There's no towns listed. This is very, very sparsely populated here. Yeah, this is the western part of the UP. We'll call it West Central. This is the only cluster of storms in the entire state. There is no risk for severe weather tonight in the lower peninsula. So this is just the one area up here that's being monitored for severe weather as this, we're going to call it complex, progresses to the east very slowly. This is the exact same complex that prompted a warning 2 hours ago in Gogebic and Ontonagon counties. And it's just now over here in Iron County. So it's very slowly surviving and traversing to the east and a bit south. So this will probably continue through the rest of the evening until it just dies off completely. There is a music festival going on in Republic tonight. Is there? Well, this is heading their way. In fact, rain is knocked on their doorstep. The heavier rain is back here, obviously, but Republic got some rain knocking. So yeah, same complex, Janelle. Same complex. Yeah, this warning, I would be shocked if they let this last too long. Truthfully, it's a decent core, but it's not looking like it's severe decent. Core, this is roughly around 20 to 23,000 feet, so it's there. It's just not quite. It's not really sticking out to me, so to speak. It is late night. We got bots everywhere tonight, guys. I apologize. Facebook and YouTube side of things. We're just going to we're going to shut down chat here to just our established followers here. I'm camping around Calumet, or Calumet. Sounds like it might be okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Calumet is up here, isn't it? Or am I in left field? Calumet Air Force Station's up there somewhere. Where's Calumet at? Help me out. I'm looking for it. I don't see it directly downstream immediately, so I think you're probably good. Down a bit. It is up there. Above Houghton. That's what I thought. But yeah, you're fine up there regardless. I can't find you, but you're fine up there. Watch closer towards sunrise. We could have a line move through that may be a little bit stronger in nature. But from this complex, you're fine for at least a few more hours here. Latest models originally showed roughly like 6, 7 a.m. arrival time for that line. And then latest models, like the newest that are coming out, are showing no line coming through, but a more potent looking line coming through like noon tomorrow. So just be on alert closer to sunrise. We could have a couple storms impact you, but right now you are fine. All right, severe warning continues. Yeah, Deborah, I was enjoying my rest. I really was. But I knew I couldn't go to sleep here. This complex, when we have storms like this that are kind of borderline, I just don't like sleeping. So I'll be up probably most all night. Also tracking the Aurora across the state. As of right now, nothing to report with that, although data was looking good. Let's check out again. And data still actually is looking pretty good. Where is our Manistee cam? Manistee's actually clearing out. So, do I have this sharing yet? Can I share it with you guys? Stand by. There we go. There are all of our Aurora cameras across the state. Now, the one in the top center of your screen is the Manistee camera. That's our most commonly used one. Other ones around it are all the Aurora camera model. It's just they're further south, unfortunately. So you're not going to see anything on those unless you see something on Manistee. So we're going to watch the Manistee camera very closely as we move into the overnight hours. Currently, with the moonlight out there, not seeing too much, but it is still early. We'll give it some time. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, that first, we had a substorm right around 10, just after 10 o'clock, and that was washed out by the dusk light as well as the moonlight. So hopefully we got rid of the dusk. We're completely dark, minus the moon. Hopefully that helps, but we are battling that full moon tonight. No problem, Nikki. And yeah, this storm, northeastern Iron County here. US 141 is being impacted right now by this. And the hail core on it was looking pretty good when they warned it. It was, it was honestly a good warn from Marquette. But literally since they warned it, it's just been weakening gradually, continuously. So the hail with this is likely, no longer severe. But the one behind this, the core right here, is looking pretty decent now. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can see on the VIL, the hail tracker, we call it, the vertically integrated liquid, basically just measures droplet size in the atmosphere. The brighter the color they're indicating, the heavier or the bigger the droplets. So that little red pink zone there is definitely growing in size. And that was maxed out when they warned that. So it was definitely worth the warning. Now it's kind of shifting back a little bit further to the west. Katie says, woohoo, we have a live event when I don't have to be up in the morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday night. TGIF. This is in the UP, though. We're not going to be live long. I can't imagine at least we'll be live long. There's no risk further downstate, and this is just the only complex of storms in the state currently. So we're not going to be live. We're probably going to drop this warning truthfully soon. But I am watching this core that formed behind it just south of Covington Township back here. This is the core to watch in terms of severe hail. This is weakened to a point where I'm pretty sure it's no longer severe. Is it ever going to rain my crops? Where are you at, Volts? We need rain in Frankfurt. Send it our way. Trying to. I can try. You may get some rain out of the line that may push toward Lake Michigan tomorrow night. So I'll cross my fingers for you then. But some models do show that dissipating. So we'll have to watch it. Well, Nikki, happy anniversary to you. Yeah, this is a little bit of a weird situation because this warning's in effect. Yeah, we cover all the warnings, but there's no towns. There's really nothing I can call out and say, hey, it's heading your way. I can say northeast Iron County in that yellow polygon, just west and east of US 141. Needs to be on alert here for this storm as it pushes through. Some hail is likely with this storm. I would suggest the core behind it, this one, has the larger hail at the current time. The storm that was originally warned is this right here, but it was weakening as it was warned and has since likely fallen off below severe criteria. Behind it, though, that VIL is still picking up on a hail core that is formed, and it's pushing almost the exact same area, just a bit north of the current polygon. Do you track air quality? Yes, we post about the air quality all the time on our Facebook page. We post alerts, we post the forecast from the airnow.gov website. So we do track that and talk about it quite a bit. There are plenty of people out there. According to NWS, there's only about 400 people total in that polygon. So it's not hugely populated. If we took this polygon and put it down somewhere in like the Grand Rapids or Detroit area, we're talking like probably close to 100,000 plus people. So we're talking 400 people. That's pretty sparsely populated. And as always, keeping a close eye on the Aurora cameras. We are able to smooth out the image so it's not as blurry as it was, should I say, at night. So that night sky is nice and crystal clear now for us. Came on the live due to the Aurora post, so we had a burst, but it was drowned out. Yes. Yes, it was. We had what's called a substorm, and those can push the Aurora further south, but in this case, because it was still somewhat dusk in portions of Michigan and also that moonlight that was out there, and also it didn't have much time to build up strength, so it wasn't very strong, so to speak, but people in Maine saw it. I know that much. I don't believe anybody saw it here in Michigan. If they did, it was very faint. So, on your screen currently is the Aurora camera in Manistee, and we're not seeing anything on that camera as of 11/24. How far south did it get? I don't know that. I know up in Maine, latitude similar to Gaylord area, they saw pillars there. But unfortunately, over here it was a little bit too bright to get that kind of shot over here. Anyway, back to the radar. The latest scan on VIL, the hail tracker, has increased that second core, and it is also in that warning polygon. So, new core there moving into the same warning. That warning is likely valid for that core now. Quarter size hail possible. I'm going to go ahead and call it out as this pushes close to US 141. Now, there is some population here. Not much, but there is some. Like, if you zoom in way close, there's some houses here. Those little squares and rectangles. So there's population being impacted by this as we currently talk about it. Looks like daylight on the Manistee cam. It does and it doesn't. You can tell the moonlight's pretty bright out there, but it's definitely night. The cameras are pretty good quality, truthfully. They're meant to be really good seeing at night. Yes, this is northern Iron County. Yes, I did, Katie. I actually hearted it. Iron County Fair is this weekend, but that's late now, so hopefully everyone went home. Where are their fairgrounds at? I'm going to assume they're probably further south in a more populated area like Crystal Falls or Iron River. Just a guess. I'm not familiar with the UP, truthfully, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. I live here and do emergency service in the area. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. If that's directed at somebody else in chat or directed at me. This warning continues for northern Iron County. There are no towns out here that I can name other than that northeastern part of Iron County. Warning continues for 33 minutes for quarter-size hail. Says a severe storm located over US 141 between Covington and Amasa, 19 miles north of Crystal Falls, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Quarter-size hail is the only hazard. Damage to vehicles is expected. If Republic was the music festival, that's going to be a county over in Marquette County. Quiet night, even though there's a warning in effect. We are late night crew hours, 11:28 p.m. Eastern time here. I am Ryan, and this is Michigan Storm Chasers. Tracking severe storms up in the UP now. We were live for about 6.5 hours so far today. This stream will add on to that. Saw that Gogebic has their fair going on too. They got storms earlier, not turning out to be a good day for carnivals. Not at all, apparently. I know we were tracking up in the UP, or not UP, up in the northeast corner. I believe it was it Alcona County Fair in Liberty? I think it was. We were tracking that storm yesterday, and that came close to impacting the fair there, but luckily stayed away. Knock on wood, don't use the Q word. Quiet. Quiet, quiet, quiet. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you in chat here. Welcome into the late night crew hours. Anyone know when it could possibly get colder? I am ready for spooky season. Not soon. Not soon enough. No, we got a lot of August left to get through, and we have a return of the heat. Did it go anywhere, truthfully? It'll be close to 90 next couple of days, with humidity levels climbing into next week. So, unfortunately, no, unfortunately, Katie, fall is not close. Yeah, sorry. Well, this warning in effect for Iron County goes until midnight, 29 more minutes. Population center of this warning continues. Go ahead and look at the latest update here. The population of the latest update to the warning is 48 people. 48 people. What's up, Drew? We got a Drew in chat. He was up chasing in the severe warned areas earlier, Alcona, Ogama counties. Welcome in, Drew, to the YouTube chat. Probably not until September, until it cools off. Yes, I think I said this on the earlier stream, but there seems to be like one last hurrah of storm season during the late week of August. And then as we move into September, we really drop off and we really cool off into September. So we should see a little bit of a cool down, at least in that time frame. Drew says he's got 2 hours to drive before he gets home. I believe it. It's a long drive up there. Good chase today, though. Good chase. So the hail core currently is situated just on and a little bit east of US 141, sitting just south of the county line. This is going to be Baraga County, just south of Baraga County. So the hail core is in northern Iron County, east of US 141, just south of Baraga County. What's up, Gibbs the Goat? Says prayers for Maurice Norris. Yes, for those who do not know, that was a Lions player that had a head and or neck injury and was taken to the local hospital. So prayers are up for him. I believe I just saw a tweet go out that said he was okay. So let's hope that's legit. But yes. What's up, Robert from Baraga County? Glad to see you in here. Taking a peek at Baraga County, you guys are getting rain showers for about 70 to 80% of the county. Further south here toward Covington Township, you have some heavier rain, perhaps some small hail falling in localized spots. Otherwise, if you're north of this 41 corridor, mostly light rain, maybe some pockets of moderate rain there mixed in. And then if you're up here in the Scaney, Macomb Corner, Glover's Corner areas, all the way down here to about the Marquette County line, you're dry currently, but that could change as this line progresses to the east-southeast. Windy here in Baraga. Let's check on our velocity, shall we? Not seeing too much. Perhaps up here by the Lance area. Maybe a bit of a downburst there, but otherwise not really seeing much of anything. Please, no repeat of August 23. Yeah, let's not do that again. Let's not do that again. The unfortunate reality, though, as these summertime patterns like to break down, we can get those setups where we have those squall lines. So it's not impossible for it to happen again. But let's just hope it doesn't happen. There might be a little bit of rotation developing there. Not strong at all, but got a hook there. We got some rotation on velocity picking up, so we'll watch that. I'm going to pop open my other radar, keep a closer eye on that. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. I see they just put out a severe thunderstorm watch for our friends in western Wisconsin and most of Minnesota. Interesting. There we go. We lost tree limbs in Marquette already. When was that? Can we fast forward to September, early October? Another month. It'll be here very soon. I was gonna I'm looking at the details right now, actually. I'm gonna try and get some more information on that. Lons. Gotcha. Thank you. It's Lons, not Lance. Okay. Make a mental note of that. What's up, Ben? The text of that watch, I'm trying to find information, but it appears that I can't get it. I'm kind of mad about it. Let's try it on here then. Let's go ahead and toggle on our watches and see if anything pops up. Whoops. Storm-based. Severe watch. There it is. Can we click on it? We can. Severe storms are expected to develop through the mid to late evening, initially across western and north central Minnesota, possibly far east, southeast South Dakota, northwest Iowa, before moving into east northeast Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin. That's confusing. Large hail is possible, but damaging winds may become the most common hazard. Some risk for a tornado may exist as well. Watch, it's approximately blah, blah, blah. And that's about it. And that watch, for reference, there's Michigan, county or the state line here. So it's about 3 counties away. Currently on radar over there, there's not much happening besides a couple of these storms that are popping off in the Minnesota area, just west of St. Cloud. And they are warned that one storm is warned for a quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and a possible tornado. But that will not be our problem until likely much later on in the overnight hours into the morning hours, perhaps. Let's focus on what's in front of us currently in northern Iron County. The largest core that I see here on radar is going to be where that brighter purple is. I'm looking up at the updraft of the storm, and I'm also getting a little bit of a decent signature on this pocket down here. This one might be one to watch as well, because the height of that updraft, of that hail core, should I say, is a little higher than the one that is up further north. Now, they went ahead and canceled the warning, so that's good news. The statement remains for 6 minutes. The statement is in effect for penny-sized hail and winds in excess of 30 miles per hour. So they dropped the warning. They do not think it is no longer severe. Looking on radar, I would probably agree with that, truthfully. Look at the core of the storm is roughly about 20,000 feet or so. And that's, you know, at minimum what you want to see for a warning. But compared to what it was earlier, it's not as tall. So all right, back to chat here. We'll stay live for a few more minutes. We're going to see if they extend this statement over or not. I don't want to cut it off and then have them reissue a warning in the future. I also am watching this pocket, like I just said, down here, where it could have some ramifications in a few minutes as that hail core potentially could fall out. Faint lightning on the horizon here in Flat Rock outside of Escanaba and Gladstone. Thank you for that report. Yes, Ben, I've been busy today. I'm just catching up on chat now. I'm about 4 minutes behind. Apologize. What's up, Justin, Drew, Ben? We got the whole team in here. Lons is an absolute fishing mecca. Interesting. By Lake City. All right, well, no warnings in effect here, and this storm is no longer warned. We're going to keep a close eye on it, though. We'll be live in the event of more warnings in the future. In the meantime, let's take a peek at the Manistee camera. As you can see, there's not much showing up. I don't see the arc. I don't see any color. There's just not much. Not much at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wait for this statement to expire, and I'm going to see if they're going to replace it with something and go over that. If they don't replace it with anything, we'll wait a few minutes just to make sure they're not going to reissue something. We'll pop off probably closer to 11:50 or so. This warning expires in 3 minutes, so they could reissue one at any time. Where'd the Ferris wheel go? It's gone. It's gone, unfortunately. I did. I really did love that Ferris wheel. It was a good view for 3 days. And there's even fireworks there. So perks of installing weather cameras across the state. We get to watch carnivals and fireworks and Aurora and all sorts of stuff. Current time is 11:43 p.m. Eastern, 10:44 now Central Time. We are live for a severe warning in the northern part of Iron County in the UP of Michigan. That storm is still ongoing, but the warning has been dropped by the Weather Service out of Marquette. A statement is in effect for 45 more seconds. I am curious if they're going to reissue a statement or just let it fall off. Either way, we're going to wait just a few more minutes and see what they do. Talk about it, and then we'll pop out of here. Will Aurora make it into southern Michigan? There's your new statement coming in. So they're going to opt for a statement instead of a warning. We'll go over that here as soon as it pops on the screen. But the Aurora in South Michigan is going to probably take quite a bit of a push to get down here. Yeah, the moonlight's a little bright, and from what I'm seeing based on current data, data's good. Truthfully, data is looking really good. BZ negative 13. That's really good. Solar winds are about 500 or so. The HPI is above 80. We should be seeing a green arc building on the cameras here, but we're not. So until I see something start developing on camera, I'm pretty pessimistic for South Michigan because Manistee here, I'll switch my screen back. Manistee is not seeing much of anything right now. So if we start getting color up here on Manistee, I'll be more optimistic about it. But for right now, I'm pessimistic. All right, new statement coming in. It's a pretty big statement at that. It goes from Covington Township to Michigami Republic, down to about Witch Lake, Whitbeck, and again through the northern part of Iron County, where there's no town that I can find here. US 141 is the main artery through that region. Statement is going to be for half-inch hail, so hail around dime size in diameter. So that's going to be in effect for 45 minutes. Southern Baraga, southwest and western Marquette, and northeastern Iron County. Yeah, data looks great. Moon says nope. That's pretty much it. Ben is correct. There is numerous sunspots on the sun that do fire off solar flares, and those flares can provide CMEs. It's a whole chain of events with the Aurora. So, but yes, the sun is active lately. Hopefully we get more activity because that sunspot region that has been firing off all those flares is about to rotate off onto the western limb and out of sight. So once it does that, we're not going to have many chances unless we have additional sunspots that start becoming active. So, yep, I'm with Katie. We'll be in Alaska. See you guys. Alaska or way up there in Canada. All right, well, I think we are about to pop out of here. I will be watching the radar as always. I'm going to take one last little bit more in-depth look at these storms just to make sure I'm not going to miss anything. You know, that's going to prompt us to go warned again soon. So let me look at this real quick. And if not, we're going to pop off. Deborah, up by the bridge, we do have a spot locked down by the bridge. It is not the Grand Hotel, though. So we've been coordinating numerous locations for cameras. The initial plan was to get the Mackinac Bridge cam up back in the spring, but that kind of fell through with time frames and such. So we're going to hope to coordinate that sometime this fall. But there is going to be a Mackinac City camera coming soon. Also, I'm going to stay live a few more minutes. The reason being is because this core right here is solid all the way up to about 28 to 30,000 feet. And that, as long as the melting layer is not overly powerful, meaning that if the hail's up there 3,000 feet, it's not all going to melt by the time it gets to the ground, this is likely going to produce some bigger hail. So I'm going to stay live with this a few more minutes just in case they decide to warn it. I wouldn't expect them to initially just because they just put a statement out, but I don't want to pop off and have this go warned again and have to do part 4 coverage. So I'll stay on here. Justin in chat says, see you in an hour. Nothing in Kazoo. There is no threat tonight for severe weather in the lower peninsula. You guys can sleep good. We do actually have, well, not ours, but we do have a camera in Kalamazoo directly. It is facing the north, and what did they do to this? Well, it was facing north, and now we're just looking at parking lots, apparently. I'm not sure what's up with that, but this is the camera on the Department of Safety here in Kalamazoo, and it used to be a northern-facing sky cam, and now it looks like a parking lot cam. So, we also have cameras down in the Kazoo area. We have Paw Paw was just installed yesterday. We got the Centerville and the Three Rivers camera installed a few days. Last week, I think it was. Allegan went in as well. And we also have a camera coming somewhere in Kalamazoo County. Our first Kalamazoo County camera coming very soon. Somewhere south and east of Kazoo. Stay tuned for that. It's slated for install, I believe, on Tuesday. How much does it cost to install a webcam? This is late night crew, honestly. So you're getting the raw, unfiltered version of me tonight. So you're going to get some insider information. So roughly, the camera itself is about retail $700 or so. We have 2 models we use, and they're roughly right around $700. And then you add in the cable, Ethernet switch. We have a lot of equipment that goes with the cameras. And you add in the labor and drive time for our install team. You're talking right around the $1,000 to $1,500 range for most installs. Now, if it gets complicated, it can be more than that. But a typical common install is roughly right around $1,400 or so. And that's a one-time cost, too. There's no recurring fees with it, which is good. Leave the parking lot sky cam up. We're just going to watch parking lots and cars go by, apparently. Clear skies in Kazoo. Yep. I think we're all just bored here tonight. Not really bored, but Yeah, Janelle, I agree. I do agree with that. Well, while we wait here, I just got news that Joel will be back soon, which means I likely can get some sleep tonight. And that just made my night. So I appreciate Joel popping on and saying he'll be home soon to help out. I am still looking at that hail core in northern Iron County, directly, we're going to say just east of US 141 here. Latest scan does continue that core. I'm going to take a peek at this again up in the upper levels. It's a little weaker now in the 15,000 range. Let's go up a few thousand feet. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go severe. If it's going to go severe, it's going to happen in the next couple of minutes because that hail appears to be falling out of the updraft into the ground. So the biggest of hail will probably be on the ground now in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll just take this stream up to midnight, shall we? Awesome. Thank you. I'll be donating when I can help to get more cams. I really think it's an awesome thing to be able to watch multiple places. Yes, indeed. We have a network of about 30 cameras. We have also 20-ish chasers who chase with us here at MSC. But each camera is basically a stationary storm chaser, and they're a lot safer as well. Storm chasing is dangerous, albeit our chasers, love to do it. Just ask Ben or Drew here in chat. They love to go out and chase storms. But, having cameras across Michigan, very important, because we can get coverage in places where, example, like the thumb, where radar doesn't really depict things very well. So we can get multiple cameras up there that can help out and hopefully see some stuff that sometimes radars can't. So, oh, hi, Julie. Nice of you to join us. You missed a hectic chat for the first 15 minutes of the stream. My hands and feet, I don't know where I got feet. My hands are sore from chasing, says Drew. Drew was up there chasing severe weather in the Alcona and Ogama County areas today, for those who don't know. So he was a good ways up there, probably multiple hour drive for him. Yeah, Julie, Janelle, I guess, tried to, but I told her to let you sleep because I knew this wasn't going to be a long stream, and it's not going to be a long stream. We're about an hour in, so it'll be a long stream. But no, the warning is expired. We're just going to monitor the storm just because the core of this is still on the stronger side of things. I wouldn't call it severe, but definitely has potential for perhaps dime-sized hail or so. Maybe a little bit larger in some spots, but otherwise, the warning has dropped for a statement. And at this point, I'm just going to watch it and be careful with what we're doing. I don't want to do part 4 coverage. Truthfully, I don't want to do part 4 coverage. So. Obunga in chat says, I'm in the UP. Where's the radar at today? This is NWS Marquette, UP. Back to the Aurora camera, we are still not seeing anything depicted here on this camera. Now, these cameras are really good at picking out color at night. So even with the moonlight, I'd expect these cameras to be fairly good with getting the Aurora. I am also going to take a peek at Isle Royale's cameras if they are dark enough up there. They're cloudy, though. That's unfortunate. But I can't tell if they have anything up there either. It's too cloudy. So, that's no help. Part 4 coverage, I don't think it's ever happened before. And I'm going to take the stream all the way to midnight, so it'll be part 1. So, in the event we have to go back live, we'll do part 1 coverage after midnight. So, no part 4 today. There's our network of the 9 Aurora cameras we have in the state currently. Harbor Beach. This is one of my favorites, but I guess in the summertime, they turn on their floodlight here for security reasons. It's a marina. So I don't blame them. But that also blinds us from the Aurora here. When it gets to the off season, probably fall and winter, I'm hoping they turn that light back off. And if that does, if that's the case, this will likely be a very good camera because there is no light pollution to the north of this. And this had amazing views throughout the winter, the winter, early spring time frame this year. We had some beautiful Aurora shows on this camera. So I'm hoping that light shuts off in the off season and we get some good shows this winter. Northern and east side, you could maybe share some of that wetness with us west coasters anytime now. Tri-Cities in the west part of Michigan, they need the rain. They need the rain. I cannot emphasize that enough. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any rain next couple of days in West Michigan. I think the next chance would be probably Sunday for us. So a dry night tonight, dry Saturday, perhaps a chance come Sunday. There is nothing currently severe in the UP. The only areas that are being impacted by this strong storm are northern Iron County and perhaps parts of southern Baraga. These are moving in toward western Marquette. And that's about it. So if you're not out ahead of these storms, you are okay. In fact, you are okay anywhere in the UP as long as you're inside. Christmas, Michigan. Yes, there is a Christmas, Michigan. I believe it's over here somewhere. Let's go on a hunt for Christmas. I know it's here somewhere. Paradise. It's somewhere, but you're fine. You're fine. Left of Munising. Yeah, you're fine. You're completely good. Is it not on my map? Or am I just missing this? I feel like I'm just missing this on the map or something. West of Munising. Okay. But I'm there and I'm not seeing anything. But I believe you guys. Chatham, Munising Junction, on train. I'll have to Google it later. But yeah, I know it's up there somewhere. Anyway, we're going to take a last peek at the storm here. We're going to pop off. It is past midnight, 12:01 a.m. now. It's happy Saturday, guys. We are now in to the Saturday time frame. We're going to watch storms off to the west here across Minnesota, Wisconsin. These may make a run toward the western UP closer to sunrise, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Numerous rounds of storms are possible through the day tomorrow in the UP primarily, but also the northern part of lower Michigan, as those storms that progress across the UP perhaps may make a run toward the very far north and west corner of the state. So we'll watch this area and also the entirety of the UP tomorrow. And with that said, we'll give a shout out to our sponsors and we'll pop out of here. Thank you, Kevin, for that. I'll have to Google it later, though. It's tiny between Awe Train and Munising. Okay, I'm going to try one more time while we're live here. I know it's here somewhere. Like, I know I've seen it before. I know it's there. I just don't know why it's not showing on my map. There's Munising. There's Autrain Township. There's Autrain Township again. There's Rock River. Yeah, it's not. I just think it's a map thing, truthfully. Because there's nothing here showing up. Okay. In the meantime, we are going to take the radar here out of Marquette. That core still looks healthy on the surface. No CC, though. That's good. All right, we'll do our sponsors here. Sponsors here help keep operations rolling at Michigan Storm Chasers, and they also provide services to you in the event that you need their services after storm damage or restoration needs. So, let's go ahead and name these off. We have Storm Guard, roofing and construction, based in Detroit metro area. Lifestyle Exteriors, and also Cats Roofing and Siding, both based out of the Lansing area. We have Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, based in the Thumma, Michigan. McKay Tree Specialist, based in Southeast Michigan. We have Kuiper Tree Care in West Michigan. On Top Roofing in the Livingston County area. FBI Buildings across much of Lower Michigan. Schneider Commercial Building Solutions for commercial building solution needs or roofing needs. Get a hold of Schneider. Shield Public Adjusters for claim help or adjusting needs on your insurance across Michigan. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors in West Michigan. A-Class Construction Restoration in Mason County. Rainbow Restoration in Kent County and surrounding areas. Rapid Radios, our communication sponsor. Our Skycam sponsor, as well as audio, video, and security provider, Guardian Technologies, based out of Burton. American Arbor. This is going to be a tree sponsor in Southwest Michigan for any tree, cleanup needs. Apex Restoration, one of our Skycam sponsors, and also restoration needs in the Grand Blanc area. And last but not least, the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. Feel free to donate to them and help their cause. All these sponsors continue to help operations stay smooth and operational here at Michigan Storm Chasers. So we appreciate these sponsors. They're all trusted partners who have the proper documentation, license, insurance, all that jazz. They're there standing by to help you in the event that you need their services. All right. Janelle says there is a red alert. I assume that's from the Glendale app for an incoming substorm, which means we could see a burst of Aurora shortly. Let's go ahead and pop open the data and take a look at that. The hemispheric power is looking pretty good. BZ kind of tanked to about the -3 zone. The magnometer is dropping. So yes, looks like a substorm is building. I still don't see any color on that Manistee camera. We're going to switch that over here just so you guys can see it. I had this ready to roll live too. So I might roll it live. But yeah, there's no color that I'm depicting here on the Manistee camera. But I'll watch it and I'll roll it live in the event I do see something. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube for sure. Perhaps X and Twitch as well. In the meantime, I'm going to pop off here. I believe Joel is taking the torch soon, so I'm going to pass it off to him. And I am likely going to get some much-needed sleep. Hopefully. In the meantime, enjoy the outro. I will catch you guys all later. I don't see more questions popping in chat. And I still can't find Christmas, so I'm going to give up on that. In the meantime, you guys enjoy your evening. We will be back in the event of more coverage. Yeah, there's no warnings in effect, Tangy. There are no warnings in effect. Current radar. Just a cluster of storms in northern Iron County there and southern Baraga, moving into western Marquette. That's about it. All right, I'm going to pop off. You guys enjoy your evening. I think Joel's got you the rest of the way if anything goes warned between now and sunrise. So, with that said, enjoy.